Tuesday's maths lesson. So first thing I want you to do is warm up. So here are your 6 questions. Pause the video and see how you get on. Okay, so hopefully this is the second day of us doing it, so hopefully we should be a lot more secure at these. So let's have a watch of me completing them. Okay, right, let's go through the answers. So make sure the first one you put it in the correct column. Okay, so we're adding. I've got my addition sign here. 7 add 6, I get 13, carry my 1. 8 add 8, I get 16, add on my 1, I get 17, carry my 1. 9 add 7, I get 16, add on my 1, I get 70, carry it. 6 add 4, I get 10, add on my 1, I get 11, carry it. And then 5 add 4, I get 8, add on my 1, I get 9. The answer to the first one is 91,763. Right, next one is a subtraction. So again, put them in the correct column, put subtraction at the side. So I've got 9, I take 4 away, I'm left with 5. I've got 0, can I take 7 away? No, because I haven't got anything. I need to knock on the next door neighbour. Can I borrow from there? Oh no, we haven't got anything either. So I need to knock on this neighbour here. I need to borrow, or we call it exchange. That becomes 4. This becomes 10. And again, I need to borrow. That becomes 9. And that becomes 10. So now I've got 10. I take 7 away. I'm left with 3. I've got 9. I take 6 away. I'm left with 3. I've got 4. Can I take 5 away from my 4? No, so I need to exchange. This becomes 3. That becomes 14. I borrow from that, and that becomes 9. So I subtract, and that becomes 9. Divide by 3 down there, so the answer is 39,335. Okay, my next one. Oh, make sure there is a multiplication. Okay, so this is all about learning times tables. So 5 times 6, I get 30, carry my 3. 5 times 7, I get 35. Add on my 3, I get 38. Okay, remember, for the first time we've done 5 times 76. Next time we're doing 40 times 76. So remember that place where we're collecting 40 times 6. So 4 times 6, we get 24. Carry my 2. 94 times 7, 2 get 28. Add that on, we get 30. Okay, we're going to add those together. Put your addition there, and we get 0. 8 add 4, we get 12. Carry my 1. 3, 0 add 1, we get 4. No, that's 3, so my answer is 3,420. Let's have a look at our division. So remember, if you're not confident with your times tables, make sure you write them down here, and also make sure you go on TT Webster's. Okay, so let's have a look. How many 6's can I get out of 2? Well, I can't do it. I've got my 0 there and my 2 there. How many 6's can I get out of 28? Let me have a look. 4 remained 4. And how many 6's can I get out of 42? 7. So we put my 7 there. And I've got no remainder, so my answer is 47. Okay, so let's have a look at the remaining questions. So write down your 7 times table. I'm going to keep asking you that every day. So we've got it written here for you to check. And then finally, our missing number here is 6,719 because it's going up in tens. Okay, remember any of those that you didn't get right, obviously correct them and then make up some of your own questions. Okay, so today we're going to identify equivalent fractions. So equivalent, here are some key bits of vocabulary here. So I'm just going to ask you to pause the video and see if you can explain each one of those. Off you go. Okay, right, so hopefully you gave those a good go. So throughout the lesson, we're going to be learning more about these key pieces of vocabulary, and you will see them and learn what they mean. So here we go. So the numerator is the top number and it's the number of parts, and then the denominator is the total number of parts that equals the whole. Okay? So you need to make sure you remember that. So maybe pause the video and say it aloud. Right, so here is my fraction wall. So I've got my whole is equal to 2 halves, is equal to 3 quarters, is equal to 4 quarters, and so on. Okay, and it goes all the way down to 1/10. Okay? Just have a pause of the video and have a look at that for yourself. Right, so let's have a look at these together. The fractions are equivalent, that means the same. Okay, the rectangles are the same. The amount shaded is equivalent. So, it says in the corner we need to times. So let's figure out what's asking us. So I want to know, what is this equal to? So 1 out of how many equals 2 out of how many? So write your answer down. Pause the video and write your answer down, please. Okay, so hopefully you should have got 1/3, because 1 out of 3 is equal to 2 out of 6. And we can see a little trick there, if I have a look at my pen, is what do we do to get from here to here? We times by 2. So what do we do here to here? We times by 2. Whatever you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. And whatever you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. Okay? Right, let's have a look at the next one. So, what pair of equivalent fractions are shown? Remember, they're the same amount shown, they've just been split up slightly differently. So pause the video, see if you can figure out the answer. Okay, so hopefully you got 2/3 is equal to 6/9. And again, what do we times 3 to get to 9? New times table 3, 6, 9, times by 3. So whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So we times that 1 by 3, and we've got our answer 6. Right, next one. Pause the video, have a go for yourself. Okay, so hopefully you got 3 quarters. 3 out of possible 4 equals the same as 9/12. And again, what did we do to get 4 to our 12? We times it by 3. So whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. And I'll be getting you singing that back to me if we were in class. It's not a very good arrow, is it? So we times that number by 3. Remember, equivalent, they are the same. You can see they are the same. So, we've got a slightly different picture here. How many 6s are shaded? And again, we've got, you can see they are the same. What do we do to get from here to here? We times by 2. So whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator, and we times that by 2. They are the same, aren't they? Okay. Oh, I did my... Again, how many 1/2 is equal to how many tenths? And I keep telling you the answer. I could cover that up, I would. Okay? So if you didn't know how many tenths it was, let me scribble that out there. What did we do to get our 2 to our 5? Well, I times by 10. So to figure out the answer, I'm going to do 1 times by 5 to get my answer. 5, sorry. Okay? Right. And you can see they are the same. So, I'm just going to... Oh. Yeah, you shouldn't see my answers. Okay. I'm just going to copy this onto another slide. And we're going to go through it. Oh, come on. So these are your 4 questions to answer. Now, remember how to work it out. So what did you times from there to there? So whatever you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator, and whatever you do to the numerator, you do to the denominator. Okay? So I'd like you to see if you can figure out the answer to those questions. So pause the video and have a go yourself. Okay, well done Year 5. Let's have a look. So what did I do to my 2 to get to my 8? I times it by 4. So whatever I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator. So I'm going to do 1 times 4, and the answer is 4. So mark if you got it right. Okay, oh, I can't work out this one, so you've got to use the ones that have a pairing, don't you? So we're going to have to use this one here. So what did I times my 2 by to get to 10? I times it by 5. So remember, whatever you do to the numerator, do to the denominator. Whatever you do to the denominator, do to the numerator. So we don't have to times this by 5 to get my answer 25. Next one. Okay, so we're going to have to do this. We can't do it there because we don't know it. So we're going to have to figure out what we times my 3 by to get to 15. So 3 times by 5 gets 15. So whatever we do to the numerator, we do to the denominator. So we're going to times 8 by 5 to get my answer 40. And my final question, we use the ones that are known. 5 to get to 15. We times it by 3. So whatever I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator. So I must times this one by 3. 2 times 3 to get 6. Hopefully you got those questions correct. So let's move on. Okay, and again, shouldn't have my answer there. Right, so now we're doing the opposite. Okay, so remember we had a question mark here to figure out how many parts it's been split up to. Now we need to find out how many parts, what it was before it was split. And remember, these are the same. Okay, we're just finding different ways of saying the same fraction. So it's no good going that way because that's not going to help us. So we need to do the inverse. So now we know the inverse of multiply is divide. So how? We need to find, what did we divide 8 by to get to 4? So your 4 times table 4, 8, we divided it by 2. Okay, so that means we need to do the same from this one. We need to do 2 divided by 2 to get the answer 1. And we can see it on the picture. We know 1/4 is equal to 2/8. Right, let's have a look at the next one. Cover my answer again, sorry. Right, so remember equivalent fractions. There's just different ways of saying the same fraction, the same amount. So we need to do the same here. So we want to find what we divided 12 by to get 6. So to do our 6 times 6, 12, 2. It's a 2 again, super easy. So again, you're going to divide 10 by 2 to get the answer 5, and we can see it clearly in our picture. 5 6 is equivalent to 10 12s. Right, so these are your second set of questions. Okay, remember you're doing the inverse, you're going this way. So you're going to be dividing mostly. Actually, yeah, you're going to be dividing. Okay, so pause the video and give them a go. Sorry, I don't know how to do that one. Okay, let's have a look together. I'm just going to rub that out to make it a bit neater. So, let's mark your answers. So, what do we do to get from 12 to 6? We divided it by 2. So, whatever we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. We're going to divide 4 by 2 to get 2. Give yourself a tick if you got that one right. Next one, 18. What did we divide it by to get it to 6? We divided it by 3, so we do 12 divided by 3, so it's getting a bit messy here, isn't it? Oh, to get the answer 4. Okay, next one, we need to use the top one. We can't do that because that's a question mark. We must have to use the top one. What do we divide 30 by to get to 6? That is 5. So remember, if we do to the top, we need to do to the bottom. We need to divide 45 by 5. Get the answer 9. Right, next one. Oh, we can use the bottom ones here. Can't use the top one because that's a question mark. What do we divide 22 by? To get to 11, we divided it by 2. So we must divide 12 by 2. Oh, it's very difficult trying to write with your mouse. 12 divided by 2, you get 6. 2 more. Oh, we can't do that one. We must use this one here, the known facts of 12. We do, divide 12 by to get to 3. Well, we know it's 4. 4 lots of 3 make 12. Oh, 4 is the hardest one to write. And then we do 40 divided by 4. We get 10. And the final one, what did we divide 28 by to get to 7? That is 4. Another 4, my favourite number to write. And then finally 12 divided by 4 to get 3. So give yourself a mark if you got those right. Hopefully you can read them. I'm doing my best with the equipment that I've got. So let's have a look. So there are your questions. If you didn't get them right, redo them. I've also got some extension if you want to challenge yourself. You have some reasoning and some problem solving that you can give a go at. Okay? Right, well done, Year 5. See how you get on.